Hello everyone, it is August, and you know what that means. It's time for another Disneyland update, and especially now there is so many new updates now. There's especially now so many new things to see and do. But of course, it is very hot there, so make sure to stay cool out there, especially it's going to be 90 degrees Fahrenheit and 32 degrees Celsius. So make sure to stay cool with light clothing, sunscreen, and refillable water bottles. You can fillable water bottle stations throughout the parks. Make sure to take breaks indoors with air conditioning when needed, and make sure to reapply sunscreen. So I went on there on July 26, 2023. To start my day, I parked at Pixar Palace parking structure, which is off of Magic Way, which you need to get there before 10:30 a.m. as parking cutoff timed out roughly about that same time. As pretty much afterwards, there was not much people came after me there. However, we were sent up WIP to the 6th floor at 10:30. So I did get amazing views at downtown Disney, along with the views at Pixar Place Hotel, formerly the Paradise Pier Hotel, and new Disney Vacation Club Tower at Disneyland Hotel. Both buildings are coming along well, and still need to get some work done for both of them there. On the 2nd floor of the Pixar Palace, you can still either take the tram or walk to the footbridge or in the pathway of the former ESPN Zone entrance, which is a 0.3 mile walk, and then another 0.4 miles to Disneyland entrance. When you got to downtown Disney, the monorail is under refurbishment along with work on former ESPN Zone and AMC Theater. The former AMC Theater, which Disney only announced that Din Tai Fung is going to be there on that plot of land at D23. It currently has the walls and structures up right now, however, no other tents were announced yet. Splitsville now has the Alley, an outdoor patio to play games with live bands perform and an outdoor space to eat and drink. It seems like a more an evening crowd place, as there was no one there in the mornings or afternoons with it 90 degrees anyway. And then for the upcoming Santo Rico, that former Catal restaurant location looks like it's to be the whole upper deck getting new exterior as the walls were taken out. Then going to Disneyland, upon scanning my Magic Band at Disneyland, I was greeted with the Disneyland Railroad train just pulling into Main Street Station. This reminded me of my first objective, getting Disneyland Railroad popcorn bucket, which is more of a popcorn container holder since you just hold the popcorn, but yes. The line for the one at the Main Street popcorn location was very long. Thankfully, the second one by the partner statue with the buckets only had a few guests in line, and I got pretty much just right away. Costing $32.50 for the locomotive popcorn holder and a box of popcorn. The train rolls and makes sounds and carried by the shoulder strap, and also holds a square box of popcorn in the train's engineer cab, with Mickey hanging out of it. The smokestack is removable, so you can use it as a whistle. And also, I forgot to put the whistle back when I was taking a picture with the partner statue at California Adventure. Walt Disney had a childhood love of trains and inspiration for the Disneyland Railroad. I also was stopped by a few guests to even a cast member at Downtown Disney to talk about it as well. It was pretty cool, and it makes the Disney and train fans nerds and me very happy. However, it's kind of a bit bulky and can easily run into other guests while in lines or in crowds, or making any sudden rotations as well. I recommend putting it in a backpack or when you walk around the parks and not holding a box of popcorn. Just announced on July 27th, Disneyland Park is going to be breaking their dry drink policy for alcoholic drinks to be served at restaurants. According to Orange County Register, starting September 12th, the Carnation Cafe, River Belle Terrace, and Cafe Orleans will serve wine, cocktails, and beer. Before this, Club 33 always served drinks since Walt Disney started the club in the 1960s. Olga Cantina has been a full bar since opened in 2019 with the whole land for Galaxy's Edge, and Blue Bayou has a cocktail maker and taps in 2021. When it got to Blue Bayou back in July 2022. I took the picture of the wine bottle dispenser along with taps for beer and pre-made cocktails. Serving drinks to the restaurants will probably be in the same pre-made manner, as well as there's no real room for any bartender, unless they're really going to make any renovations to do so. Having drinks at a sit-down restaurant is probably better than having a stand like at Carl Strauss stand at Pacific Wharf, since guests are eating and drinking while sitting down to soak up the alcohol, and forgets to have more time to digest before heading out. However, results may vary. Walt Disney, meanwhile, Splash Mountain is getting plenty of exterior work done to become Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It's set to open in 2024, along with the French Market to become Tiana's Palace, which looks almost done. And especially some of the pictures on there, looks like that pretty much that the steeple is actually going to be a whole steamboat wheelhouse, and it's going to look like a steamboat, so that's pretty cool there. For Fantasmic, however, this is meeting a different fate for right now. For Fantasmic, it's going to be currently closed until spring 2024 due to the Maleficent Dragon Fire, which the dragon is going to confirm to not come back due to extensive fire damage. At California Adventure, the Pacific Wharf is being transformed into Big Hero 6 inspired San Fransokyo Square. Most of the new area mirrors are done, however, it won't be until end of August until everything is done. The San Fransokyo Bridge is still being worked on and looks like construction cast members signed the tower when I was there. The meet and greet areas and merchandise stores are still behind construction walls for now, and especially it won't be until August for there, so it will still be a while. However, earlier this month, looks like there was new menus were released for Cucina Cucamonga and Galecki Fortune Cookery. So the main difference for Cucina Cucamonga for right now is mainly a San Fransokyo style street corn. For Lucky Fortune, it has a lot more additions for right now. They have yaki udon with or without chicken for a $5 additional cost, beef barya ramen, karaage inspired crispy chicken sandwich, and Bayou macarons, Thai tea, and lychee tea, and also cocktails version as well. Rita blenders can become Rita turbine blenders, and then along with Pacific Wharf Cafe to become Aunt Cass Cafe, with menu conversions for both of them in end of August with more Japanese-inspired recipes. For Carl Strauss Brewery Cart, an independent brewery based in San Diego, now has its own storefront Cucina Cucamonga. So it used to have its own as a truck, but now it finally has its own storefront now as part of San Fransokyo Cerveceria, which is Spanish for brewery. The beer selection is the same, but now they have a snack mix of garlic and pinwheel chip mix, which sounds good. But I should have gotten it when I was there, but I did not, especially since I didn't get a drink there. So, but I can tell you what I had for lunch there. For lunch, I got new items from Lucky Fortune Cookery. Is Thai tea, yaki udon, and the Bayou macaron. The tea was sweet with sweeteners in there. It has a fair amount of tapioca balls, and then it's half filled with ice. So overall, it was okay. It was pretty good, but it was okay-ish. The yaki udon was pretty good with a lot of spices and vegetables, and the udon noodles on the bottom of there, it was pretty good. The Baymax macaron was hazelnut spread in it, making it very, very sweet, in stark contrast to the heavy spice udon. Lastly was the showing of Rodgers the Musical, a 30-minute musical about Captain America. It was inspired by the musical number in Hawkeye, the miniseries in the first episode about 13 minutes in as a campy musical about the Avengers saving the city. And the screenplay for there is pretty much set on there as pretty much a whole, kind of like a Captain America whole thing about 30 minutes, so. But for initial run, it's going to be from now until end of August. And pretty much to get their seat, you can do a virtual queue. You can get priority seating on the Disney app for the orchestra section. Or you can just do the standby as well. You can mostly get the mezzanine or the balcony levels. For the whole screenplay, it was about Steve Rogers when becoming enrolled to the U.S. Army during World War II. However, he was not physically fit enough to be sent to war and was jealous that his friend Bucky was enlisted and even got a girlfriend. Then one of the U.S. Army scientists helped him become a super soldier by injecting him with super strength serum. Then Steve fell in love with the scientist's assistant, Peggy Carter. Steve rallied citizens to buy war bonds as Captain America and set up a date with Peggy Carter, but then later was sent to war. And then during a mission in the Arctic, he was frozen in time for nearly 70 years to modern time, and woke up to Nick Fury. So Steve become Captain America with the Avengers. Then the production gets very campy with the musical number that you've seen in Hawkeye. So there they have is like pretty much everyone kind of like in their campy, in like all their costumes and it's from the inspiration of the Hawkeye movie show. After fighting with the Avengers, Steve Rogers went back to his non-super soldier timeline and back to 1940s. Rodgers the Musical was a pretty good stage production and was surprised that it came in the full-on 30-minute production. That one of the Avenger musical numbers. So if you're coming in August and definitely want to see it, hopefully it can get renewed for a longer run. And that's it for August for today. Thank you for watching, and thank you for watching Soul Travel.